guys? What's happening with it, boy? It's your boy Cuddy J. We got a good one tonight, guys. We have a good one tonight. You know anybody in the Shreveport area? Let them know we going live right now. We got candidate, future candidate, councilman of Shreveport, Louisiana tonight. Craig Lee will be on the show as my guest. And yes, I'm going back in the guest role, guys. When people say they want to come on the show, man, and speak their piece or whatever they have to say and offer, it's only right that I let them come on. Mr. Craig Lee, his name was brought up last night in last night's interview, and people were like, "Who is Craig Lee?" And Craig Lee happened to watch the interview last night, and he wants to give his side on where he comes from with this. So we just waiting on Craig Lee to get here, man. Whenever he taps in, Craig Lee. Who we got in here right now? Let me send this link also to Facebook. Oh, y'all, we back. We just ain't running, man. Like I said, want to welcome everybody to the K-Bad Network. It's your boy Cuddy J. We back with another exclusive, man. Uh, like I said before, we going back into guest mode. I've been having guests on the show every now and then. I started back last night having a guest on the show, and that episode led to me having another guest tonight. So let me waiting on Craig Lee to get there. For those of y'all that's just now tapping in, waiting on Mr. Craig Lee to join the line. I sent him the link. Not sure if he got it. We got to tap it in. Okay, but anyway, guys, how's everybody doing, man? Hit that like button if you just came in. Hit that like button, show some love. Don't just look at me. If you haven't been on this channel before, it'd be nice to subscribe. I'm always loading up content every night, at least 4 nights out the week. And yeah, just get ready for the show to go on. Mr. Craig Lee, where you at, man? Where we at? Where we at? I guess I just roll up till I get him come on. I don't know what the hold up is. He should be tapping in soon. I don't want to send him another link and he don't click on it and he been clicked on this one. gotta send this link over again, man. Able to chime in after this one, guys. Sorry, but here we go. Here we go. I should have did it like that the last time. Here we
Hey,
go.
brother.
Here we go. Here we go, man. I knew I should have did it like that the last time instead of you.
Yeah.
Oh, you got to turn sideways, man. You
Okay,
might want
okay,
to do it vertical.
okay, okay. That's good. I'm
Yeah,
glad.
do it.
I'm
Yeah,
glad.
do it
Hold on.
vertical, man.
Yeah, let me do the vertical. Hold on 1 second. Let me change. I'm
You
glad
do
that you
your
said
thing,
that.
man. I want you
So,
to be comfortable, man, because
I'm
I will say
comfortable,
this
right?
though, man. I'm glad to meet you, man. I'm glad to meet
Yeah,
you, man.
yeah.
I've
That's
been seeing.
compensating.
I've been like I watched your work, man, from a distance for the last 2 years, man. Matter of fact, I've been watching your work since Greenhorn and all that was going on, and just through
Yeah.
Facebook or whatever. But I just want to welcome everybody, to the Kickback Network, man. It's your boy Cuddy J. My guest tonight is candidate, future candidate for City Councilman of Shreveport District B, Mr. Craig Lee.
Yes,
I want y'all
sir.
to welcome him with respect and love. Just live right here. We back with the live interviews and stuff. Like if I can't interview you in my hometown or at the house, I can do it on the live screen. But City Councilman, preacher, Mr. Lee,
Yes, sir.
introduce yourself to everybody, man, on the live. The people ain't chimed in yet, but we just gonna run it, man. Give
Yes,
me a
sir.
little rundown of your background of your life.
Well, first and foremost, thanks for having me on your platform. Um, I'm Craig Bernard Lee. I'm from Shreveport, Louisiana. Grew up in Lakeside, Queensboro, graduate of Fair Park High School, 1985. Attended Xavier University in New Orleans. Graduated in 1989 with a BS in marketing and economics. Spent a little bit over 6 years in corporate America from 1989 to 1995, working with some of the largest corporations in the world. Bell South, Yellow Pages, Navistar International. Got my securities license in 1993, Series 663, as a municipal bond broker for a Wall Street firm in Atlanta, McLaughlin Pivot and Vocal. I was relocated to Shreveport in 1994 as a pharmaceutical sales rep to take over North Louisiana and Southern Arkansas. And in 1995, I decided to retire from corporate America to start doing corporate grassroots revolutionary work. And it was actually a murder that propelled me to start doing this work. A brother who I was a big brother to coming up in Queensboro murdered a brother. And it was the first time that I asked myself the question, why are all of these brothers and sisters committing these heinous offenses? And it was at that moment that I left corporate and started doing this work in Shreveport. And for the past 30 years, this is what I've been doing in Shreveport from a spiritual, cultural, educational, economic, socioeconomic, and political standpoint. And today I'm the CEO of Creosote Louisiana Meat Pies. I'm chairman of Get Up Incorporated, and I do a host of other things. But in a nutshell, my job is to help transform Shreveport, Louisiana, into a positive mecca for individuals like you who are from Shreveport, but you've gone off like I did to find opportunities, but transform the city where people like you can bring your skills and talents back to the city of Shreveport, even if you don't necessarily move back, being able to at
I
least
still, I,
invest in the city. And
And
that's what
that's what I would love, and that's what I would love to do. But continue on.
no, and that's me
Oh yeah,
in
okay,
terms
yeah.
of the
Well,
introduction.
I want to give a hand clap though to all those accolades, man. You ran it down right there, man. If y'all listening, man, you see this guy is very he has a nice defined outlook of himself, man, with all the accolades and credentials about himself, man. Uh, so get ready for in your seat, man. To, to get to learn some things about this interview. Um, reason why Mr. Lee appeared on this show tonight is because we watched last night's interview. I had somebody on, and his name was brought up. And of course, when you bring up names around Shreveport or whatever, and everybody hears about the news real quick. I had a friend of mine that called me this morning, and he was like, "Hey, I got another interview for you." And I was like, "Who we got here?" And he said, "I got Craig Lee." And I said, "That's what I'm talking about." Yeah. Well, I said, "What's up? What we gonna do?" He's like, "Well, I'm gonna put y'all together, and y'all set this up, and y'all can do it whenever." It's just so it happened. You see, me and Craig, we sitting here together now on the screen. We ain't sitting together, but we talked already and we made this happen. So I'm fixing to learn a lot of things. I'm just a guy that says I'm in Dallas, Texas. I haven't lived in Shreveport in over 20 years, but I'm still
Yeah,
tapped into the city. And like I wanted Mr. Craig Lee to come on the show. That way he can explain who he is, and what he got going on. That way you might, everybody got an opinion about somebody or some information they probably don't know about somebody. So we have the person himself to hear from the
yeah,
horse's mouth, and we get to learn a lot from Craig Lee tonight. Not only about him, but just about a lot of things going on in the city of Shreveport and what he has going on. And I wanted to start out by asking him, which really I didn't know he was a part of or over the dads don't duty thing.
great
That would caught
question.
my attention. Shout out my moderators, by the way. I see you guys in the chat line. You might see the people in the chat line. They might be asking you questions too.
Okay,
So feel free to ask Mr. Lee questions if y'all like. I'm really just trying to focus on what he's saying. I see you guys, but I really want to hear Mr. Lee tonight, like I listened to Romeo last night. So tell me about us about the dads on duties, how that came upon. Cause I was
man,
very curious about that.
that's a great question. Today we were at Southwood, myself and our chairman Mike Morgan, and this is the week that we do teacher appreciation right before the holidays, and so we provided the desserts for a wonderful lunch that was provided today by one of the um, janitorial staff people. Great brother Douglas, he does a great job cooking. But 4.5 years ago, I was contacted by Miss Daphne Malone Lott. She and I went to Fair Park High School together. She came out in 1987, but she's like my little sister. But she sent me a message on September the 6th of 2021. And she was like, Craig, we need some help up here. We got gang activity, and we need your assistance. And at the time, I was connected, which I still am, but I was mentoring one of my good mentees, Mike Lafitte. And Mike Lafitte had just become the president of the NAACP here in Shreveport. And he had a daughter at the school. And so I thought this would be a great opportunity for Mike to finally get his feet wet and start doing some grassroots advocacy work. And I didn't know all of the particulars, but I said, this is something that I think you would be, right up your alley, especially with NAACP. And so I told him that on the 6th or the 7th. He didn't jump on it right away. And about 11 days later, that's when the gang fights that people saw throughout the world broke out, and I think 23 students were arrested. And I had to go to Houston that Friday, but Mike was like, "Yo, man, we're gonna have this meeting on Sunday." I said, "Well, I'll be in Houston, but you already know I'm rolling with whatever you all decide." So Mike rallied a few of the fathers that he was connected with at the school on that Sunday, and then that Monday, we were boots on the ground at Southwood, and from that point up and until now. We've been immersed in the Southwood, working with the administration, working with the faculty, the teachers, the coaches, the cafeteria staff, everybody at that school, so that we could transform them, help transform the minds and the spirits of the young people. And ironically, we've been very successful, but it's a partnership that happened, and of course it caught wind with Will Smith. Will Smith was doing King Richard about Richard Williams, our homeboy,
Yeah.
Venus and Serena Williams' father. And at that moment, I mean, he was like, "Hey man, I want to take the whole school out to see this film." And from that point until doing interviews with the BBC from London, just an array of different things, and working behind the scenes with a lot of different organizations throughout the country, some wanting to carry the umbrella of dads on duty. But the biggest thing, Brother Cuddy, that we do, like today, and I got to tell you, man, young people can be a joy. I hadn't been able to be at the school for the past month because I injured my knee on October the 4th, and in a bowling accident. Never bowl without bowling shoes. Never bowl without bowling shoes. I tore,
Hey,
I
I'm
tore,
laughing because I was once when I was younger.
yeah.
I went out there and tried to bowl and I ended up you know what I'm
Hey
talking
man,
about. But yeah.
listen man, I tore my quad muscle to my kneecap, and so I had to have
Oh man,
surgery. I had to have surgery a month ago, but so I didn't tell the students and some of the teachers where I lecture in the classes. And man, those students today, man, sung happy birthday to me because Monday was my 58th life day. And in the morning,
happy belated
they're
birthday.
filming, I appreciate you, they're filming a commercial, and it's gonna be absolutely awesome. And so to see these young people start vibing with what we've been doing. And then last year was our first full cycle of students who came in with us as freshmen. They graduated this past year. Man, we had 9 students, full rides from the band. We had two of the top 3 students from Southwood, the valedictorian and co-valedictorian. Both of them are at my alma mater right now at Xavier on full rides. And I recruited, including your good partner, my partner, brother Kenny Dean, his son Corell.
Hey, he's trying to get on. He's trying to if somebody can call him and let him know that we started because he just texted me. I don't want to get out the screen, so if you know anybody knows KD's number, or let KD know we started. That's my
Yeah,
homeboy right there. We from the same neighborhood.
yeah,
But
man,
if anybody was
Ken and I've been connected for a long time, and Corell, man, he's knocking it out. We had homecoming 2 weeks ago, and they put him in the game, and he did his thing against Dillard University. So it's beautiful to see, and Ken is a part of Dad's on duty as well. But it's
my
beautiful to
cousin just
see.
grad
Oh
my
yeah,
cousin
oh
just
yeah,
graduated from Xavier last year. My cousin Tasia.
oh
Tasia
really?
Davis, she just graduated. Yeah, my cousin, she graduated from Captain Shreve. My cousin Tasha Davis, she passed away some years ago, and she didn't live to see her daughter graduate from Xavier. But yeah, we
Wow,
brought Xavier. Yeah, so yeah,
wow.
shout out to my cousin Tasia, man. She
Oh,
graduated last year.
that's absolute. And see, I've been recruiting for Xavier and Shreveport for 40 years, brother, since I was
Okay,
17 years old. And so that's why when I hear foolishness like last night from this guy who I don't even know, it's absolutely mind-boggling because you're looking at somebody who, when I graduated from Fair Park in 1985, I was recruiting as a freshman because my college work study job was in admissions. So everything that you see in Shreveport from students from Byrd, Shreve, all these other schools that are now funneling into Xavier, I started that 40 years ago. And so my whole focus is just on doing empowerment work because we're about the business of transforming Shreveport Caddo so that a lot of our talent doesn't have to leave, because part of why we're in this condition is that our talent has been leaving Shreveport since the early 1900s. You know, the people like Johnny Cochran and Paul Mooney and O.J. Simpson,
Robert Parrish, Terry
Robert
Brett,
Parrish.
Robert Parrish. You know, you got
Yeah,
people like that.
yeah, they
Like you
left.
got what you got. The guy that
Yeah,
went
they
to
left
Fair
in
Park. Yeah,
exactly.
Wendell Davis.
When they left, and I understand. You know, you go to college and whatnot, but typically you want to come back to your town. But
Mm-hmm.
if there are no opportunities that are here, typically you're going to go to those places where you see opportunities. So I took it upon myself to leave a $75,000 job at the age of 28 years old to start doing this work, because my thought process was simple. If somebody doesn't sacrifice to somebody who got skills, but they're connected to the streets, they're connected to the neighborhoods, but they can also maneuver in the corporate and the public sector world. If somebody doesn't sacrifice, then who's going to now be the conduit to bring our talent back to the city of Shreveport? So I basically took it upon myself to be that entity. I don't know too many people who would have left a $75,000 job at the age of 28 years old to start
Yeah.
doing that work. And that's basically where I'm at. So shout out to Kenny Dean and Carell Dean, because those individuals, um, I mean, they're doing what they need to do, and Carell is really handling himself and elevating, and we're wrapping our arms around him and our other freshmen at Xavier University and some of the ones who are about to graduate. Your screen went black. I don't know what happened, brother Cuddy. Are you still? I know we're still here. I see your audience, but I don't see you. Okay, there you go.
My bad. Hey, my bad, man. I'm trying to. The KD and keep on texting me. He wants me to send him the link so he can join the live chat. So that's why I
Okay,
got out of it. So I'm going to send it to him right quick. 'Cause he wants to
okay.
ask questions.
I got you. I got you. I got you. I
I
got
got
you.
it. I wish you would just click on. I wish you'd just click on and just, you know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
all right. Sorry about that. We on that,
Oh,
guys. I just said, hey, Chris.
okay. What's happening? Oh, Miss Motion Man, is how you?
But we
Yeah, how
can't
you?
hear you now.
Ain't no
Something
problem. They can't hear you.
we can't hear you.
They can't hear you. They can't hear me.
Nah, we can't. Can y'all hear me? I think it's something that I did on my end, man. Trying to send K Dean the
The link.
let me just bear with us, y'all. Hold up right quick.
Yeah.
Fuck. So now,
Can you hear me?
can you
I,
Yeah, you good
Okay.
now, man. All right, they should be able to tap in now, man. If they don't tap in, man, they don't know how to go to YouTube and just go find my channel like it's so easy to find.
Yeah.
I can't do nothing else. Nobody know I'm going live right now. All they got to do is go to the Kickback Network and type it. There you go, right there.
All
There you
right.
go. They go. What they do, Booper, man? Shout out to K Dean, my boy Booper, Mr. Dean, Krista Dean. It's not Krista though, but shout out to my boy, man. He set this interview up
What's
tonight, man. And
happening? What's happening?
yeah, what's
Okay.
up with you, there, K Dean? But yeah, we back. Go my bad, man, for interrupting you, man.
Oh, ain't no
My
problem.
fault. Yeah, go
No, ain't no
ahead.
problem. No, I was just shouting out Kenny and Carell because we that's part of what. Look, I'm the vice president of the Xavier alumni chapter for North Louisiana, and so Greg Powell, our president, and so we helped to recruit Kenny's son. Carell has a $200,000 scholarship. And so again, so when I hear these foolish things that's coming out of people's mouths, and it's just a few crazy individuals, I stay out of their way. And in some kind of way, they believe that by chasing clout and trying to pour salt on me, that's going to help them. But you got to do work. You got to do work. This is not about getting on social media and talking about individuals. This is really about doing work. I can
Like some
show
Charleston
people.
White, some Charleston White
Yeah, yeah,
thing you talking about.
exactly. That brother, you can't help change a city by doing the Charleston White thing. It just doesn't work that way. I can show you Karel Dean, who has a $200,000 scholarship. I can show you two of our top three graduates from Southwood High School who have $200,000 scholarship at Xavier University.
Mm,
Xavier costs almost forty thousand
talk,
dollars a
talk.
year, right? Xavier
Yeah,
costs
okay.
almost 40. So we got students, our
We
chairman,
got full scholarship.
full scholarships. And
Yeah.
we're recruiting right now because that's what we do. Mackenzie Scott, Jeff Bezos' ex-wife. You can pull it up while you're on the phone. You can Google it. She just donated 38 million to Xavier University the other day. Um, my stepdaughter, my ex-wife's daughter, is finishing up as a PA right now at Xavier University. So, and I not only recruit for Xavier, I recruit for all HBCUs because if you can't get into Xavier, hey, if we can get you into another school, we're trying to help empower our people. So that's just a small part of what I do in the city of Shreveport.
And guys, and what he's saying is real, man. He sent me a bunch of things today. I didn't really have time to even. I looked at a couple things when he was in meetings with the town meetings. He has a lot of things he involved himself with, man. And we just a that's about 20% that he just gave us. Is while he's sitting me, I want to look forward into it whenever I have time, like tomorrow when I'm off. I'm gonna go down that rabbit hole, man, because I
Yes,
gotta
sir.
say, man, I really don't care what anybody say about anybody, man. I'm gonna
Yeah,
always have my own perspective on how I
yeah.
feel about someone. But my next question, though, with all that being said, and you putting all that together, how does somebody like you, with all those, with all the positive moves going, how does someone like you end it? How did you and you connect with MJ, who's kind of like on the Charleston White thing,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
at the same
exactly.
time, people might hate me saying this because they think I'm taking up for MJ. At the
No,
same time, MJ does have a message behind it.
yeah, and that's a great
Yeah,
question. Let,
you might.
let, let- let me. You hit on it. I think it was 2020. I got it might be 2020 or 2021. Mike Lafitte sent me a message. He said, "Man, you got to watch this podcast. Somebody's threatening to kill you." I say, "Threatening to kill me? I understand when the Ku Klux Klan want to kill me. You know, I understand when I understand when the skinheads want to kill me. I say, but what Negro?
Another black man,
Yeah, I'm like, what?
another black man want to kill.
Like, what? Who coming for me? Talk about because I stay out of these Negroes way." And it was turns out it was MJ. So I'm like, who the hell is MJ? And so
But time out. Did he really want to kill you? Did he really say that though?
I mean, this was on the line, but he was
During
getting,
pandemic.
yeah, he was getting bad information from this chick Brika Peoples, who don't even know. I don't know these folks, right? And so before because I think a lot of people get me twisted because I went to Xavier, I was in corporate America, but they don't really know I'm from these goddamn streets. I ain't never been in no gang, but I'm connected to the people,
To the game.
right? And so I called him on Messenger, and I'm like, who are you? And he started going down the rabbit hole of what he had heard hearsay. I said, let me make sure I understand this straight. You and I have never talked, right? He said, no, but I've been looking at you and so I said, well, how did you get this negative information about me? Well, such and such. So I said, but what have you talked to me about? And he said, I haven't. He said, but they say you won't work with people and you won't help them. I said, listen to me. If people are not about the business of black empowerment, I'm not going to work with them. It's real simple with me. If you like to shuck and jive, if you like to play games, if you want to run hustles, if you want to try to flim flam and scam, I'm not going to work with you. And then you can go and say whatever you want to say, but that's just the standard that I've set. Once we talked, at that moment, once we talked, it was like boom. So I asked him, I said, what do you want to do? I like, what are you trying to do? Man, I want to help single mothers get housing and whatnot. So I'm like, if you want to do that, what in the hell are you doing talking about calling people names and talking about their mama and wanting to kill? That's not how this works. That's not how this works. I don't care. Like you take Cedric Glover. Cedric Glover and I do not have the same politics. Okay, we do not have the same politics.
Okay. I remember Cedric Love. Cedric Glover been around since I was a little kid. So yeah.
And we do not have the same politics. You can't go back 30 years and see where I've talked about this dude or talked about his mama. Nothing personal. If you ever see me on attack mode on any of these people, it's going to be about the issue. It's always going to be about the issue, and the issue meaning what your politics, how your politics impact the African American community, specifically the grassroots community of Shreveport, Caddo, and how this impacts our city and our parish, and ultimately the state. That's all that I'm gonna keep it at. I have a lot of information on people's personal business. I don't get caught up in that. That's not my thing. That's not my thing. I just
But
focus
people what they do
on,
though when they people my fault, but people use that as a sword to kind of like attack people and stuff, and that's why
yeah.
you got these people. That's why I was saying with MJ, he has a message behind his mess.
Oh,
And we know he's going to get to the message, but people they click on his live to hear the mess and
and
hear
it's
the personal
proven.
business about people, and that's why he grabbed it. So sometimes you got to get negative to get people attention to show them the light,
And
and
it's
that's what I
proven.
gather out of MJ,
Yeah. And it's
and,
proven.
and it's been proven, and
Yeah, it's
and
been
I haven't been
proven.
seeing. I haven't been watching MJ's live lately because he blocked me because I had somebody on my show that attacked him.
Yeah,
And the person that attacked him, I didn't know he was gonna attack him. We was talking about
exactly.
something else, and it went on from there. So I'm like, damn, man, I get the blame from. But see, that's one thing about being a YouTuber or a blogger. You're gonna always be the one that they point the finger at. They're not gonna point the finger or be mad at the person that's running their mouth. They
Yeah,
gonna point the finger at. And that's why I don't like. It's a lot of people I haven't interviewed yet or talked to in that city because
yeah,
certain circumstances. And like I have nothing against him, Jay. He never met me. He never been around me. I never been around him. Now we
Yeah,
are from the same set, from
yeah.
we come to this gangster, but we old men now. But that we never crossed each other paths until social media. I thought he was gonna team up on some things. I thought I still do. I still think to this day that he has the right mind and he's in the right direction. And then we see him rubbing shoulders with certain people like you, who I never heard nobody say nothing bad about you until last night. Anyway,
Yes,
uh,
and look, let me tell you. So when MJ, we started connecting over the past, I guess from, like I said, that first time that we like really talked, and then once I saw what he was trying to do, I was like, listen, y'all can't go around calling Tabitha Taylor and other people names. You just can't do it, regardless of whether they're in a public seat, regardless of whether they're a police officer or firefighter. Number one, they have feelings. That's number one. Number two, they have family. Number three, they have friends. No, number four, they got constituents. They have, so you wouldn't be able to get anything done. And when I saw that he was really trying to get something done, that's when I'm saying, oh, I say, if you're willing to learn, boom, we'll rock and roll. So I just kept watching his growth. And then he said, in 2023, he was like, yo, Craig, can you help me do my 501c3 for my organization? And so 2024, beginning of 2024 or the end of 2023, I took him on as a client and we came up with Best 13, and it's been history ever since. I can tell you unequivocally, of all of the people who I've dealt with in this country over the past 30 years, especially in Shreveport, MJ is the first brother who not only listens to the consultation, but he implements. And he was already doing some things in Newport News, Virginia, from a political standpoint with the cannabis. And so I just gave him the missing pieces. And when I
speaking
tell
of
you,
cannabis,
yeah,
I know you account.
yeah,
I was gonna roll up some cannabis. I didn't want to, bro.
okay,
I'm treating you like a pastor right now.
I got you,
Hey, Mr. Lee, I'm treating your ass like a pastor right there, man. I don't want
I
to
got
curse. I don't want to roll. I don't want to roll my
it.
weed up or nothing.
It
I
ain't
know my
no,
girl laughing. Hey, my
it
lady,
ain't
she
no
watching
problem.
this shit. She like,
It ain't no problem. But that's how MJ got involved in the political dynamic. And so once I broke down the game and showed him the business side of it, everything else was gravy. And he started to implement exactly what was what. And he's just leapfrogged Best 13 in his group. They've just leapfrogged everybody else because he understands the entrepreneurial side. Let me tell you, Cuddy, one of the things that our people get wrong in this whole nonprofit space, most nonprofits, regardless of ethnicity, but especially dealing with Negroes, they look to get grants and beg people for money when they start nonprofits. That's not the real avenue. The real avenue, once you get your 501c3 set, you have the opportunity to run that nonprofit just like you would run a for-profit corporation. The advantage
mm-hmm.
is you don't have to pay taxes, but you got to figure out something to sell, a product or a service, to generate the money in order to then do the other programs, projects, and events that you want to do in order to impact your target audience. And so MJ got that. And so they've done shoe programs. I mean, they're doing some phenomenal things. Him, his vice president, brother Robert, Bouchon, I
Which
mean,
I was
sister
gonna get
Rashima.
to.
They got a great team, brother. They got a great team.
I was about to ask you about because you just brought it up. Robert Bouchon, shout out to Robert Bouchon from Best
Yeah,
10. He was with them. podcast. I seen you on a podcast when he was part of the
Yeah,
podcast business. I watched that interview as well.
yeah,
So what about the best 13 thing that was brought up last night as well? The best 13, Robert Bouchon. From the outside looking in, I can't do nothing but salute that young man.
yeah,
Um, but it was what to get to what I'm saying, and what you about to get to my boy Romeo, which is Adrian Green, who I
yeah.
had last night. He brought up best 13. So so you say best 13 is a good deal, right?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, they're the number one. Other than myself, my nonprofit, they're it when it comes to grassroots nonprofits. I mean, these cats are maneuvering.
My one of my homeboys, his wife played her. I think she's a part of that.
Yeah,
My homeboy Marcus played her. His
yeah,
wife is a part of this thing.
yeah.
So I respect it based. I mean, just on the strength of her being on there. You got these black women and this young man leading this thing. You can't go against nothing like that. So my
Hey,
whole
bro.
thing is, the next question I have to ask, well, what does it? Where does Adrian Green or my boy Romeo comes in at where he thinks that you're not accountable for what you're doing?
I think what has transpired, and I warned MJ about this when we started um, maneuvering and working together. Um, MJ wants to help a lot of cats from the hood who have, been to prison and things of that particular nature. And I told him that's cool, but you need to be very careful because not everybody is legit. Whether they went to prison or not, they're not legit. So he introduced me on the phone to this guy. I don't know the guy, but MJ thought he was a legitimate contractor, and he isn't. He's not a legitimate contractor. He's not a legitimate business person at all. I was at city council meeting after MJ introduced him to me on the phone, and I was listening to him on the phone with all this talk about getting contracts, and I mean, this dude just, I mean, he's just selling wolf tickets. This dude has nothing, no paperwork that would even allow him to bid on a job, let alone get a contract. And so I was in city council meeting one day. I had never met him, but when he said his name, I said, "Oh, that's the guy that MJ introduced me to on the phone." And this guy comes down and was talking about getting contracts and this and that. He want a leapfrog. I want $1 million. Just all kind of foolishness. And it was so crazy because
You want a
there are
million dollars for what? My bad. Hold up. We wanted $1 million. What was the $1 million for?
that's what Brian. I'm telling you, Brian. It was crazy. He People were laughing at him, and he's thinking that this is a joke, but he made himself look real bad. And so Leon Wheeler, my good partner, who is over the Fair Share Department, was like, let's try to help this guy. Um, Even Alvin Oliver had him on his show, trying to, because people thought he was like legit because he's talking all this noise at the council meeting. The brother is a fraud. He turns out no paperwork, no paperwork for fair share, no insurance, no bonding, and you already have legitimate African American entities who are in the arenas that he was talking about being in. How are you going to leapfrog them and you don't even have any experience with this? But he was using this prison game of trying to basically do a strong arm robbery of the city funds because he had heard this is where you can go get money. And it's just not, this is not how it works. So that's how I became acquainted. All of this foolishness
Wait,
about all of this foolishness about telling him about our plans. Bro, I've only talked to this dude once on the phone through MJ, and I ran into him at the Walmart, and he thought he seen a ghost because I'm like, you're the dude that's been talking foolish and reckless on social media about me. I'm like, who are you? And that's really about it. That's really about
I feel
it.
like nobody knows. I feel like on social media, nobody really knows nobody, man. If they only just know them through social media and all that. If you haven't been around anybody in the physical form, you really don't know their true intentions if you haven't been around them like talking about it. So
But Cuddy,
that's
what's
where
so
it comes
dangerous?
from.
Cuddy, what's so dangerous? Here's what's so dangerous. I've been before I he referenced Orville Hall last night. Shout out to Orville Hall. Shout out to Port City G Unit squad. Um, Orville and I met about 5, 6 years ago at Orlando's when my nephew
He's from
was
Queens, right? He's from
huh?
Queens, right?
Yeah, he
He's
from
from
Queens.
Queens, New York, right?
Yeah,
He's one of he's why 50 down here came down there.
yeah, that he's the point person. He and his partner Philip Price. And I met these cats about 5, 6 years ago. And Orville had a vision. He didn't know that when I came back from Atlanta in 1994, I already had a vision as well for my hometown. And it just the creator just connected us at Orlando's when Damien was on Monkhouse, and we just clicked.
Orlando, Orlando's
Yeah,
man, is the
shout out
best
to
place. Y'all in
oh
the
yes
Shreveport,
sir.
man. Y'all go to Orlando, man. You got to throw that out there, man. Let them know about that Shreveport good food, man.
Oh man, phenomenal. And so that's how Orville and I met, and we've just been cool ever since then. And Orville was here because he ended up trying to reignite Hurricane Chris's career. That didn't work, and so he stayed.
That's
He
why
stayed.
Hurricane Chris is mad at 50. I'm
That's
just
right.
playing.
No, that's real talk. I mean, that's real talk. But my partners who got him in the Shreveport motion, Anthony Montgomery, Cassandra Montgomery, Shalette Holden, that team there loved how Orville maneuvers. And so from that standpoint, Orville tried to sell Mayor Ollie Tyler on the vision. She didn't buy into it. He
Hold up,
tried to,
before I go into that Orville station situation in 50, I wanted to say one thing before we get to that part.
yeah.
Because I feel like the next half of the show or whatever you about to provide us is gonna be one more uplifting thing. I do want to ask you, are you guys willing to sit down and talk it out with each other, you and Jadasia and Green, Romeo? Are you guys
Oh,
willing to
oh,
come on the screen and y'all just put your heads together and
I would have no problem. I would have no problem destroying him on live, and it'd be straight facts. Because
man,
now
just
I would never
not
do.
even try to build with each other. Not even you
Well,
can destroy each other, do whatever you want to, but I was
here,
looking more like on a positive thing. Maybe y'all, you
here's
know
the
what I'm
thing
trying to
about it,
say.
Cuddy. Here's the thing about it, Cuddy. When an individual boldly lies on in the public domain, and he's been warned multiple times. See, I'm gonna end up suing him anyway because he's defamed and he's liable now. I mean, we're beyond any of that. But I would have no problem because I would want him to dig a deeper grave for himself on live. I would want him to say these particular things that he said last night to my face. I told the dude when I saw him at Walmart, dude, I don't play all of these internet games. All of this foolishness that you're talking, brother, there are millions of dollars at stake. And the future of Shreveport cattle is at stake. And you up here playing games. I've seen him on videos pretending to have cocaine being snorted up his nose around young children. A buffoon. Everything is like a joke. And so, no, there would never be any building because I would never get on any platform
Okay.
and lie on any person. When you do that in the public spectrum, there's no going back from that. Now, MJ is a different situation because MJ came as he came at me publicly. He apologized publicly. He apologized publicly.
I watched MJ do a live, and he bring that up that he had to apologize to you because he was wrong. Now I will
Yeah,
say that, and I salute MJ. He did hold himself accountable for
yeah,
what he did
he
on
did.
your behalf and whatever like that. So I mean, I knew right then, MJ shit. When people wrong and they know they wrong, he fessed up to being wrong. So that let me know whenever he do go at somebody and if he wrong,
Yeah,
evidently he's
he's
probably
gonna
not wrong because he wouldn't be going on you like that.
he's
And,
gonna he's
and
gonna
even when
he's gonna apologize. Yeah, he's gonna. But this guy here, see, I've warned this guy. The creator just made it where I bumped into him at Walmart in Shreve City. I had never even met the cat, but he looked familiar. I said, "You're that cat from social media that's been talking reckless and foolish about me on social media." So, oh man, I was just playing. No, I don't play like that. I don't. I have business that I have to handle, and for you to come and now promote lies and falsehoods, see, now I'm gonna have to get in your life. And so at the end of the day, I could easily talk about the fact that he done lost a job at what is that, the chicken place, Southern Classic. But it's like I don't even get caught up in that, because if you can't keep a job at Southern Classic Chicken, but you're gonna come to the city of Shreveport and talk about you want contracts, like, let's stop playing. And so no, I would come set the record straight with him on here, and I would want him to detail. He said something about some paperwork from the rapper KP. Now I would never
when you talk about the rapper,
embarrass. Yeah,
when you talking about the rapper KP
yeah,
or
he
the
was talking
producer
about
from
the
City
rapper.
Girl KP?
Yeah, no, from KP is from Queensboro, West Shreveport.
That's why I know the rapper KP from NAC. Your parking
Yeah,
lot pimp and all that stuff.
yeah.
But now, but he said KP was from City Grove and he had something to do with Live House. Who was that?
He said
I only
what?
know one K. I only know one KP. That's the rapper KP. K Pistol.
Yeah, that's K. Yeah,
Okay,
KP.
maybe he went out somewhere. I don't know. I don't know where the Lava House and City Grove came from, but he had brought up
He just
KP
he,
name
he,
in that.
he,
I
just- he
know
was just, see, that's the point. He was just talking. He was just
I know
so I'm
KP.
like, what paperwork? And I would never embarrass KP because there's something I did to help him that I typically wouldn't do. But what
Yeah,
paperwork? So this dude is up here recklessly talking as if some kind of fraud went on with KP, and I don't even deal with him on that level, but it was something that he needed me to do. And if KP wants to talk about that publicly, he can do it, but I don't put people out there in the streets like that. You see,
shit.
so when you're talking recklessly like that, and see, like, prime example, you're thinking that he was talking about somebody from Cedar Grove, but he's talking about the rapper KP.
That's what I thought he was saying anyway last night on the. I thought when I hear KP, I'm automatically thinking KP the rapper from NAC
Exactly.
and to put my hands on it. You know what I'm talking about, all that right there, them songs like that. So yeah, okay then.
Exactly.
So if y'all were ever to just be if I was ever invite you guys on the screen, it probably would turn out being that y'all going at each
I
other,
would be as
which
cordial.
people
I would be as cordial. Like, you see how I am right now? I'm an intellectual gangster, so I would be the same way. And I would want him
yeah
to
I
produce, I want him to produce his facts. And I would embarrass him.
understand
I would
understand
embarrass him on this public platform to show he's doing nothing but lying. And then I would ask him, dude, you got some intelligence. Why would you want to be a buffoon your entire goddamn life? You're a self-confessed criminal. Why would you want to spend the rest of your days joking? And because this is no joke, brother. We're at a point, so you can understand this. The Republican Party, we know the Democratic Party is trash, but the Republican Party is not playing no games
say that
without.
again say that again for the people in the back.
Yeah, we know the Democratic Party is trash. The Republican Party is trash. They're not playing any games with us right now. So all of this jokey foolishness and trying to come up by way of lying on social media, that ain't where it's at. Brother, people are losing their jobs. Negroes, I give you a prime example. We have a multi-million-dollar project in the Lakeside Allendale area dealing with CC Antoine. People who are about the business of developing housing, they can bring affordable housing and there's money to be made. But right now, grassroots people can't provide businesses to provide the housing for the people. So if affordable housing is needed, who's going to build the housing? That's going to come from the outside.
They gonna bring.
But
They gonna bring. They gonna go out. They gonna bring a lot of. I hate to say it, shout out to my Hispanic culture. They gonna bring a bunch of Mexicans to come out here and get them. They gonna get a bunch of
brother,
Hispanics.
that's what's going to happen. And so you got issues like I-49. You got
It
issues
goes up.
like
It goes up to. That goes up to Canada now,
all the way
right?
to Canada, all the way to Canada. You got all of these serious issues that's going on. And so now this is where individuals from Texas, we've entertained several developers who love Shreveport are coming in to develop. This is where 50 Cents and Orville, Hall, the G Unity, that's where they're coming.
That's what.
But we get Negroes up here talking about, oh, they coming into my city. Okay, well, what are you doing? What,
That's what we try
what
to get to. And then get what I like how that segue go. KD, we were about to get there, man. But he was. I was trying to lead him to the RVL 50 Cent deal anyway because
yeah,
I want I wanted to get your input on what the 50 Cent wave in the RVL thing. What do you what is your take on what's going
it's
on with the
absolutely
city and
it's absolutely great.
okay,
In order to do business in Shreveport, bro, it takes somebody like 50 Cents because he's not thin-skinned. Shreveport is a hardcore gangster mob city. And
yeah.
you gotta know how to maneuver in this place, and you can't have thin skin. And so
And
50,
sometimes you gotta shake hands with the ops just to make your
I,
shit pop.
I, hey, let me tell you something. It's funny you bring that up. When 50 was navigating, and mind you, Orville is really the point entity. 50 is bought into Orville's vision, and 50 has the resources and the connections. Orville had
And
the
the name.
vision. Yeah, exactly. And so when 50 first started navigating at the federal level with Mike Johnson, and Cuddy, this is how crazy our people are. If you're a Democrat, if you're a Democrat, Negroes in this state are not trying to meet with Mike Johnson. Mike Johnson is the Speaker of the House. No matter how his politics are different from yours, Mike Johnson is the Speaker of the House, meaning he is the third most powerful politician in the world. Cuddy, do you know where Mike Johnson is from?
Freeport.
He's from Shreveport, Louisiana. He's the congressman for one of the congressmen for Shreveport. The other one is Cleo Fields. Now, if he's the third most powerful politician in the world, and he's from Shreveport, and 50 is doing business in Shreveport, what goddamn sense would it make for 50 not to talk to the goddamn congressman?
You're right. I mean that. Yeah, I mean he's gonna talk. Yeah. Why he's not gonna go run talk to Bebe or or who else is Shreveport? I mean, who's the other gatekeepers? I don't know. But yeah,
brother.
I mean, it
Brother,
was a right to talk to somebody like Mike Johnson.
it's in. So people started sending me texts. Craig, look at your boy. Look at your boy. He meeting with Trump. He meeting with Mike Johnson. He meeting with Landry. Now all of them are Republican. Now I want you to put
About
this
the
in
Lincoln
perspective.
part, the Lincoln shit.
I want you to put this in
I
perspective now. You got a Republican controlled Congress, a Republican controlled Senate, you got a Republican controlled executive branch. That's at the national level. At the state level, you got a Republican controlled House of Representatives, you got a Republican controlled Senate, and you got a Republican controlled executive branch with the governor. Who who the
Miss
hell is he
Miss
gonna meet?
Lisa. Miss Lisa Gross from Minnesota, she has have 50 Cent reached out to the speaker.
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, that's how all of these deals have gotten done. He's had to, and I was saying that because you talked about reaching out to your ops. That's the point that so I'm connecting the dots with what you said with street lingo to the actual business world. Because that's what he had to do. And so he had to take a position on a vote earlier this year, or it was last year or this year. I forgot when we did the vote. But that particular vote, I told people he has to do that in order to bring the projects to Shreveport. We got to now kill the legislation at the state level, and everything worked perfectly. We got to
Kind of like
stop
what everybody
being.
got mad when he said, "Just I don't know about no rap." He just wanted to change the name. I know Shreveport is known for Ratchet City. You go to Google, you type in Ratchet City, Shreveport pops up. But a lot of
But
people was in their feelings when he said
hey,
ain't nothing ratchet.
let me tell you something. And I tell them Shreveport to hell with Ratchet City because you're taking a song and you're trying to brand a city based on a
With the
song.
song.
I could give Shreveport ain't no goddamn Ratchet City, but this is where the low vibrational mindset of our people are at, trying to promote negativity over positivity. And 50 ain't the first person to say to hell with ratchetness. I mean, look, it's cool if
Hey,
you want to,
I'm from that area. I'm from Polk City.
yeah.
I'm from the Polk City era. Even though I was there when it came out with Ratchet, but we used to say Polk City back then.
Yeah, and that's what it still is. It's the port city. And so again, if you want to do your ratchetness, do that with your dancing, do that. You can't brand a city and expect to have the city. Think about how crazy this is. You want the city to change, but you want to brand it as being savage. Because
Yeah,
ratchet is
exactly.
just a
It's not a way to advertise a city to bring business and money in and positive things in when you calling it Ratchet. I mean, you got
exactly.
Chicago's. It's not right. And okay, I got another question. Mr. Motion Matters. Okay. I was about to get to this. I was about to ask this question anyway. Do you think it's going to be another Human Harmony?
Oh
I
yeah.
asked it last night. I'm always
Oh
asking.
yeah. Yeah.
Somebody said it was going to be one in April next year, or
They're they're
when would
they're
it be another
looking
Human Harmony?
they're looking to schedule it when it's not as hot.
Thank you, Jesus.
Yeah.
Jesus,
No,
'cause
They're
I
they're
hate
looking
Texas
to
people.
schedule
I hate
it.
summertime in Texas.
Yeah, they're looking to schedule it when it's not as hot, man. 50 didn't know it get that hot in Shreveport.
Yeah, I
But
guess
no,
we're
no.
trying to do something.
Let me tell you something, bro. There are so many positive things that's gonna be jumping off. Um, so yeah, the answer to that question is absolutely yes. There were four phases to this deal, and we got the last phase knocked out a few months ago once we got downtown designated as a TIF district, tax incentive financing district. So it's like most of downtown is now a part of the entertainment district. I made the proposal that it be changed. The name be the Sam Cooke Cultural Arts District, because
The
Sam
Red River
Cooke.
District.
No, it's bigger than the Red River. It just not just the Red River District, Cuddy, all the way to the where G Unit Studios is going to be. All of that is a
Okay.
part of this tax incentive financing district, which includes the convention center, all of those things. And so no, it's the Red River District is a part of it.
So the G Dome, it was said that he's gonna build a permanent
Yeah, it's gonna be a
G Dome.
permanent. Yeah, yeah.
Now, where would that be located at? Is it on Clyde
Right,
Flat, like in that
right,
other area right
right where
there?
they had right where they had it at before. And
Okay.
shout out to my cousin Gerard Durden. One of the other things that the guy Green brought up, 50 ain't doing no business with people in Shreveport. All of this foolishness is just a lie. Look, my cousin Gerard Durden is 50's real estate broker.
Somebody
So
answer the question. Somebody said, somebody, I'm reading the chat line. You keep running, keep talking. We're going to answer the
yeah,
question when you're
yeah,
finished.
yeah. So my cousin Gerard Durden is his real estate broker. So and Gerard is on the team with Anthony Montgomery, with Cassandra Montgomery, with Shalette Holden. He's been doing business with them. They're partners. What a lot of this gets down to, Cuddy, is people are envious and jealous that they're not a part of that inner circle crew. Now follow me. I'm connected with them, but I'm not even a part of the inner circle crew, but I'm connected. So I know I gotta build my inner circle based on what we gotta do, right? And so it's
Yeah.
going to be so much um opportunity, but you gotta get in position, right? You got to get in
Yeah.
position because they're going to need so many different entities to pull all of this stuff off. There is no need to do any hating whatsoever. There's no need to do any hating. Find your lane. Find your lane. And you maneuver.
Yeah.
Shout out to people like Andrea Mona Bowman, who's moved back to Shreveport from Atlanta. She's one of the top hairstylists in the movie industry in the goddamn world.
Yeah.
That's my homegirl. She went to Fair Park. She is moved back. Shout out to what's my girl's name? She's moved back. She's one of the top fashion designers, and I'll think about it in a minute. But we
I know
got people
I
here.
see a fashion designer. I think I can't think of the name
Sister
either, but
Tasha,
yeah.
Sister Tasha, Latasha. She's moved back, right? We got so much. So, but you gotta find your lane, and you gotta stay in your goddamn lane, and stop trying to figure out how do I get to a damn party. More people are more focused on going to parties than trying to
In
figure
club,
out
yeah.
what kind of business that you're trying to do. Okay.
You can get all these people go party at Coco Pelli's or wherever they go party at, but nobody can come together to go party with a plan.
Exactly. And so Andrea conducted a she did a tutorial with LSUS a few weeks ago as it relates to getting in the industry so that you can figure some things out. Judge Faith has moved back to Shreveport. You know who her husband is, Kenny Lattimore. They're back in Shreveport. You understand? So if you can't see this, I don't know what to tell you, but the hatred needs to stop because none of these Negroes have any money to buy any of these goddamn buildings. That's why I had to get on Hurricane Chris with his foolishness when he was talking about, oh, 50 coming down here and buying up the buildings that's cheap. Well, why didn't you buy the
Can't do
damn
it.
building? Yeah.
When you got your first record deal off that 5150 Ratchets album, I know you at least had $60,000 to go buy a block in on Hollywood or wherever you're from. You had the money.
Yeah,
And you
why you didn't do it? You
Cause
see?
you know why? Because when they get money, they get success, they get some notoriety, they shit on the city. They like fuck the city. They don't care.
Exactly.
They don't want. That's what he did, and he seen somebody come from New York with Southerners hate. Southerners hate East Coast people for some reason. It's just something about people from the South. They don't like New Yorkers. They got it's all behind music though. When you see a person from New York come down here, not only from New York, he's a rapper, and he comes to try to make a change in the city. Instead of joining forces with him, you want to hate him.
It's
I,
crazy.
my homeboy Jeremy Williams, Big Sack. He's one of the, like I love. I knew we grew up. You might know Jeremy Williams, Big Sack. You know, he's a big. He does a lot of good positive things in the
He
city.
does the
Shout out to him.
photography. He does the photography.
A lot of positive things. He was used to be a rapper. You probably
Okay.
know you probably know him because he's been on what's the Oliver guy name?
Alvin Oliver.
He was on Oliver's show a couple times.
Okay.
You know, with Big Pop and with Kenneth Howard or whoever else. He had somebody else on there. But looking at Jeremy Williams, man, Big Sack, he had a lot of things he was doing for the community, and that's how I stay intact with the city when it comes to the positive things and stuff for the community because you got people like him. They come from the hood and
That's
their
great.
life back then. They transition to doing positive things and like,
Yeah.
okay, somebody wants to know. Before we go too far into detail, KD wants to know what's your take on Tabitha Taylor and the job of other council members are doing with the city?
Tabitha is just like my little sister. We went to Fairport together. Shout out to our president of the Shreveport City Council. Tabitha has been working her ass off. Um, she is grassroots. She knows how to handle herself in the private and the public sector. She's not afraid to speak. Um, and so she's been doing an absolutely great job. We were talking earlier today, and last week when we did the ribbon cutting over at the second phase of the CC Antoine Park, the addition, this is in her district, and
What's
and
the park at? Is it the old David
that's
Raines
right.
Park?
That's right there down the street from Booker T on Milam and Sycamore.
Oh,
Oh,
okay, okay, all right,
oh
okay.
yeah, oh yeah. We just did another ribbon cutting. There's a second phase that was just completed. It's nice. And then the third phase is going to be the house that was burned down, CC Antoine, Cesar Carpentier Antoine, Louisiana's third African American lieutenant governor. The replica of the house is going to be on that street of Alma. And so all of this is in Tabitha's district, but Tabitha is doing a great job. Of course, she's the spearhead for autism in Northwest Louisiana. And, she's a straight shooter from that standpoint.
I,
James
I,
Green,
I want to, whenever I come in town, man, I want to be a part. I want to do whatever I can or just be
when you come,
an extra body, whatever, man, mascot, whatever y'all got going on because
let,
I love
let,
it. I
let me
mean,
know, Cuddy, when you come back to town, let me know. I'm going to take you
we
on.
we locked in now, so whenever
Yeah,
I
yeah.
always
I'm gonna
holler
take you on a
or something.
I'm gonna take you
I
on a
mean,
personal. I'm gonna take you on a personal tour. I will get Katie, Kenny, with us, but I'm gonna take you on a personal tour so you can see what's going on, bro. There's a movement of African American entrepreneurs that's navigating. They're not doing all this self-hating and talking. They're actually making moves. There are people here making legitimate moves. You hear me? And Lamar Odom, former LA Laker, Lamar Odom, he's trying to invest in Shreveport, right? You got a lot of different entities. People are just pissed off because they're not in the circle. But you have to go ahead and focus your attention on what you got to do. You're in Dallas right now. What's downtown Dallas? What's downtown Dallas? Y'all got an Amtrak, right?
we got the
Shreveport,
dark rail. Yeah,
Shreveport,
yeah.
Shreveport doesn't have Amtrak, but guess what's going on right now? An I-20 corridor between Dallas all the way to Atlanta, coming through Shreveport, Monroe.
We got the TRE. We got the TRE.
Yeah,
It's not called. It's the TRE that runs. Matter of fact, the TRE runs when it gets to Marshall, it goes north. It doesn't even go to Shreveport. I
yeah,
don't
no,
even know
yeah.
why it. I don't even know why it doesn't go to Shreveport then go north. That's stupid.
It used to come here in the early 1900s, but the service stopped. So that's Amtrak service. But what I'm saying to you, that project is now maneuvering. So these are the types of things. Instead of trying to be a goddamn comedian all the damn time, these are the types of things you need to position yourself. Instead of trying to be in business in landscaping when that's a crowded field, you need to look at other fields if you are seriously about the business of getting contracts with the city of Shreveport. You know, a field that is wide open right now in the city of Shreveport that very few people, African Americans, are getting contracts. IT. IT.
You know what? Know why? Know why? Because being this, I'm gonna call it a black city. They think that's too nerdy for them.
Crazy, bro.
Being IT stuff is nobody doesn't do. You look at the you go back in like in my time. Everybody when I graduated from high school during my time, everybody wanted to do radiology or go to the Air Force or the Navy.
Yeah,
Nobody wasn't doing. Nobody wasn't trying to do no IT stuff and being all this stuff that they trying to go to school to do now. In IT, nobody doesn't want to. It's like they think that's too nerdy, or they don't want to utilize the time to learn more about it, to be into it. It's too boring to them. To think. So
brother,
they get
brother.
the easiest thing they think can make quick money.
It's
It's like
crazy,
they
bro.
okay, I don't sell drugs no more. Well, how can I make quick cash and easy? Let me start a lawn service. Let me start something that has to do with everybody's doing. Let me get a food truck. Let me sell food and plates. All that type of stuff like that.
Brother, it's too crowded, brother. They got to look at some other things. It's only so many contracts. Now, check this out. In a few weeks, December the 14th, I think, my good partner, my political mentor from New Orleans, former mayor of New Orleans, Mark Morial, um,
I thought
president of, president of the National Urban League. Mark Morial will be in Shreveport. I'm gonna see how many, especially like a Jadadrian Green, whatever his name is, will be at that event when Mark Morial comes to town. A lot of people talk, but again, there are opportunities in spaces where there's not a lot of crowdedness. Now, I'm in the food business as well, but guess what product I sell, brother Cuddy?
was that.
I sell a goddamn the only baked meat pie in the damn state of Louisiana.
I think KD told me that though. He told me that. I haven't had a meat pie, man. And it's crazy, man. Every time I go back to Shreveport, I used to eat meat pies all the time when I go back to visit Shreveport. When I first moved from Shreveport. I've been to Shreveport, man, 3 times, man. I forget about meat pies, man. Cause out here in Texas, nobody ain't really just they sell you
Oh,
tamales and shit. They come out with meat pies.
exactly. But I offer a product that nobody else does.
Tell
Although
they
I'm
said again,
in,
everybody. I want everybody to know what you on that meat pie
oh yeah,
shit.
yeah. So
Now
although I'm in that space, I offer a unique product. Now, K Dean asked, why do I think grassroots and our people go against each other instead of coming together? It's real simple. They lack the spirituality and the right culture. And I can tell it to you like this, brother K. The absence of spirituality and right culture is the foundation for all negative, toxic, evil, demonic thought, behavior, conduct, and action. Period.
my up north homie, Miss Lisa Gross, wants to know what a meat pie is.
Oh, okay. So Lisa, a meat pie
Chicago,
i-
she's from Chicago. Take to Chicago.
Yeah, yeah, Lisa, a meat pie is an African-based concept. That's a that's a dough. I use a puff pastry style dough, and inside of the dough, you put some type of meat filling. I use
Ground
beef,
beef,
yeah, turkey, chicken,
bean
seafood.
pie.
Exactly. And Cuddy, I do mine with or without cheese. And so then you wrap it.
I used to always get my meat pies right there off Hollywood and in Linwood, that little spot they get little that corner, that convenience store, they get that hood store right there on Hollywood. And I mean
Yeah.
on Linwood. I used to always get my meat pies from
Hey,
right there.
trust me, they can't even see me, man. They can't even see me. Yeah, they can't see me. And so Lisa, you then wrap it and seal it, and then you either fry it or I bake mine. And so
Yeah,
mine
you
are
can.
always baked, not fried. It's very light. And if and Lisa, if you do if you've ever heard of a Jamaican meat patty, if you've ever heard of a Jamaican meat patty, that's what a meat pie is. In Jamaica, they call them meat patties. And so we do the meat pie. So you have to figure out a way in a crowded industry to do something different than other people. And so that's what I do. So when people ask me, Craig, do you do barbecue? Hell no, I do meat pies. Craig, do you do catfish? Hell no, I do meat pies. I'm not trying
Louisiana.
to get I'm not trying to get in nobody else's lane. I stay in my lane. You see, and if people start to do that, then other individuals will now look and rally. I hadn't had a chance to talk to 50 until Tabitha's surprise birthday party. And so we had a very good conversation for about 15 minutes. And the brother is sharp. And, I talked to him about different things that we're focused on. And so the big thing, Cuddy, as I prepare to run for city council in District B, everything that 50 is doing is between District B and District A. District A is Councilwoman Tabitha Taylor. District B currently is a white Republican posing as a Democrat, Gary Brooks.
What is considered District B in Shreveport?
District B is downtown. It is the so-called bottoms, Ledbetter Heights. It is Crosstown. It is Caddo Heights. It is Hollywood. It is Stoner Hill. It is part of Cedar Grove, part of Queensboro, part of Ingleside. We got about
Okay.
18,000 registered voters in that area. Cuddy, I get elected to that position, and Tabitha is reelected in her position in A. And we get three other solid African American entities to go into that seat, their respective seats. I know Ursula Bowman is running for reelection. Alan Jackson is running for reelection. But we get one other entity. We would have five dynamic African Americans. Dude, we would be in control of $1 billion.
And District A is like what part of North Shreveport, right? Like
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's your area. That's
road
yeah,
uptown.
Cooper
Okay.
Road, Cherokee Park, Lakeside,
Yeah.
Allendale. Yeah, part of the
All
lake.
right. That's why I was trying to get you. I was trying to get it because I've been to what District A, District B. Okay, I just wanted to know. So you
Yeah,
looking at you got to think about it, guys. People don't know about Shreveport. Shreveport has a lot of black communities, and District A and District B has a lot of black people that live in those communities. And we can get everybody to just vote out of those districts.
I cut it. We don't even need everybody. All we need is 35 to 40%.
If
35 to 40% will win the
if Jay,
race. Let me tell you
if Jay,
something. 35 to 40%. Let me tell you something. We take over the Shreveport City Council. We take over the parish of Caddo. We take over the Caddo Parish School Board, we would be in control of almost $2 billion. See, I don't
Mm.
have time to play games with Negroes like Jadadrian Green or whatever his name is. We got to have legitimate African American business people who are ready to seize the goddamn opportunities that will be in position. We're fighting right now to keep Congressman Cleo Fields' position because the white folks are trying to eliminate the 1965 Voting Rights Act so that they can return us to pre-civil rights, pre-voting rights era where we were in segregation. And although segregation helped us at that point because we had to consolidate our money, right now we're fractured. So the $1.9 trillion on a national level, only less than 3% is spent collectively together. And that gets back to Kenny Dean's question, why can't we come together to see the seriousness of this? And this is why I don't play games with Negroes when it comes to these critical issues, because our children are dying, our neighborhoods are dying, and we're the only ones who can fix that. So we ain't got time for all this tap dancing and kiki and gossiping and lying. If you're not doing things, MJ did a great thing the other day to show the this female who is involved with the guy who murdered the young lady on Facebook Live a few years ago. There's a
I
chick,
remember.
yeah,
Yeah. I,
there's a chick who's dating that. See, now that's not a subject that I
yeah,
would go at, but the way that MJ handled it, it was so clever. It was so clever that now people needed to see that you got females out here that will really be involved with a savage and then
advocate a
play,
nigga.
yeah, and then play like she's friends with the girl.
That was my friend. I used to work with her mom. I knew that girl when she was a little kid. I used to work with her mom at Rapping Caccoos in Bossier. Yeah,
Hey,
they right
bro.
there.
Hey, bro. I mean, just
Yep.
savage, just straight savage. And so that's so MJ has a lane, and he's always going to flip it into black empowerment. So he has that lane. I have a different lane. You have a lane. And if all of us can now take the people that you can influence, that I influence, that MJ influence, and we now have the grassroots who can handle business to now take over these public spaces, now everything changes overnight. That's the game.
Yeah. It's all it takes is, and then you get when you got three people doing the same thing, you get three more doing the same thing and join. Then you get three more join, and then you got everybody. Next thing you know, you got 15 different platforms on the same accord. You know, coming with the plan. And not only just coming up with a plan. Succeeding at it. And following through and keep and maintaining at the same time.
Cuddy,
Um,
Cuddy, Cuddy, they have one of the wealthiest natural gas reserves in the country being mined right now in Shreveport, Caddo, in Northwest Louisiana, called the Haynesville Shale. I was just in an oil and gas meeting the other night. We're on Monday, on my life day. On Monday, I was at an oil and gas meeting at the fairgrounds. These things are happening, right? And they want to put a well in the old Shreveport Country Club. This is the business that's going on. Well, in order to participate, you got to have real estate. Shreveport is rich with real estate. Shreveport is 130 square miles. Shreveport is actually a top 20 city by way of square miles. We just don't have a lot of people. And that's where that comes in. Because Shreveport is actually larger than the city of Atlanta. It's larger than New York. It's larger than most of your. It's larger than San Francisco. But we
Got
just
a
don't have the population.
Everything
Yeah,
is built up by. You're right.
exactly. So a lot of people, again, leave for the opportunities, but I knew that I had to stay. Once I got back here in 1994 and I was ready to leave corporate America in 95, I figured out that I needed to stay in order to make this thing happen. I never thought I would bump into an Orville Hall. I never thought Orville Hall would know and be connected to 50 Cent. I never thought that 50 Cent would be connected to Dave Chappelle and all of these other individuals, right? So now I was looking at helping evolve my city. That's all my focus was. Now we're in a position where now the world is seeing not only with the 50 cents, but what you and I discussed earlier, dad's on duty. We got a lot of major things happening in Shreveport.
Man. And dad's on duty, man. I really salute that right there. And I remember when that jumped off at Southwood, all that things was going on in
Yeah,
Southwood. And dad's on duty, man. I really salute that, man. 'Cause I have a son, he's 10. I got two daughters, they are a little older, but my I keep myself on duty when it comes to my kids, but just my son, period, because he doesn't need. There's too many influences out there
exactly.
right now, and I gotta keep my knee on my son because until I know he can understand the do's and don'ts or whatever, I just can't. It's not safe out there for these kids, man, with no dad around, whether you're a
Man,
little girl or boy.
hey, bro, you're dad, and that's why we navigated it. Um, I even had some people trying to hate on me with dads on. He ain't got no child. He ain't got no child up there. So, hey, hey, Cuddy, this thing, Cuddy, it was so
Anything that
funny. Cuddy, it was so funny. It was so funny. I got cousins that have been up there all 4 years. I got a cousin get ready to graduate now. But this is what I told Mike Morgan, our chairman. I say, Mike, you know why it is difficult to recruit guys to do what we're doing? And he said, what? I said, there are two types of fathers. You got the biological father, and then you got the community father. Those people like yourself, Cuddy, you're a biological father. And typically, most biological fathers is like, hey, I'm focused on my children and I'm going to handle up with my children. But if you now understand the African proverb of the village, you got to have some community fathers. Some of them are still going to be biological. Some of them may not be quote unquote fathers. Some of them may be uncles. Some of them may be stepfathers.
I
But
got.
you you got to have positive people in these children's lives, brother. The class that I lecture in up there southward is called JAG, Jobs for America's Graduates. Tomorrow we're filming a commercial. It's gonna be dope. And one of the young ladies came up to me today because she hadn't seen me. She's a freshman, and she gave me a hug. Turns out, Cuddy, she does crocheting. She does crocheting, and so she's gonna take some of my crowns, and she's going to now connect
It's
them
a big.
the elastic.
That's a
So now she
big part.
got a contract with me. We brought Kenny Dean in a few years ago, and Kenny Dean serves a vital role at understanding where a lot of these young people are at because Kenny Dean's mother was a healthcare professional and his dad worked at General Motors, right?
Yeah, we same neighborhood. Yep.
And so, Cuddy, I asked Kenny, I say, well, goddamn, Kenny, how in the hell did you end up at LTI and you come from a good home? And Kenny said, big brother, I felt the streets was more important than the lessons that my parents taught me until he got to LTI. And see, that's a message that I can't give. You see,
But give
because
it up.
I've always,
KD was way out here in Dallas. He was way out here in Dallas, making his noise out here downtown Dallas, marching with people. Speaking up for the communities. He was like he left Shreveport. He was even out here in Dallas with it. And I was like, look at my boy way out here in the city that he ain't even known in. And he's out there doing it more than the guy that's from here. So all he did, like when I see him, and like when you go back to KD, he said, both of us from Cherokee Park. Most people from Cherokee Park come from a two-parent home, uh, or they got a stepdad or something like that. We didn't.
yeah,
Cherokee Park didn't become a neighborhood where it was single parents until like the late '90s and early 2000s. We was in Cherokee Park in the '80s. I grew up around the North Side area, Villanarte, the Bronx,
yeah,
Grimmie Drive. We all went to Cherokee Park Elementary. But as you know, Cherokee Park used to be a middle class, working class neighborhood, which it still is. Cherokee Park still part of the nicest neighborhood in Shreveport. Wanted to be everybody grass is green. Oh damn, my mic's out.
I,
You
I
probably
see it.
just went out. My bad.
Okay,
But yeah, like we come from that Cherokee Park, man. It's a middle class neighborhood, working class neighborhood. We all come from that cloth, but we come from a good household, but the streets somehow took us under, to be honest, before we even like I was back and forth from Cherokee Park to Villanarte to because grandma lived over there, mom lived over there, but we was Cherokee Park got surrounded with the criminal activity just like the city of Shreveport did, and it became that place where even though we was from a good household, we end up going down a bad path somewhere down the line. And some of us choose, the only way to get away from this type of stuff is to skip town
yeah,
because the city was a big virus. Now it's a big virus going into the city. No matter where you move at, you're gonna be involved in certain
you
stuff.
go
You just it's all, like, everybody know each other.
exactly. And see, that's why I
I
got to salute. That's why I salute KD because he, as he just said, and he put a village around Corral, and it worked. I mean, the young brother is at Xavier. He's pursuing his degree, and he's done it as a single father, and that is impactful. And then Kenny left and started working over at Job Corps. These are things that go on behind the scenes that very few people understand. And it's necessary because these children need us in a big way. That's why it's not that I don't have fun. It's not that I don't enjoy a laugh or two periodically. But Brother Cuddy, this thing is so serious about where our young people are at. You can't be a buffoon one day and then start talking about doing empowerment for young people the next day. So I'm pretty much even keel, and I understand that we got to start businesses in order to help employ our children, and we got to help our elders, and you can't do that if you don't have a focus within the realm. You're over in Dallas right now. One of my good partners, he's still here in Shreveport. He's between Shreveport and Dallas. Lee Feaster Senior. Lee Feaster's son is the one of the top players in the country. Booby Feaster. He's going to USC. Shout out to another great dad on duty. We got my other good partner, McDuffie, over in Dallas. His son is over at UNLV.
right.
Yeah, yeah, these are my partners. Shout
Okay.
out, we Cuddy, we got people in Shreveport. Lonnie Bryant, LaWarren Brown with Express Sports. We got people who are doing major things. Express Sports is one of my clients. They were my first client back in 1996. Nonprofit. Brother, we got almost 10 NFL players from Express. Devin
It's
White is our, yeah, Devin
about
White. Yeah,
Devin
Devin
White.
White.
I
He
they would tell me, "Fuck,
Greedy Williams, Lele Williams, the brother who is playing with the Cowboys right now in the secondary, Donovan,
you tell Donovan.
Donovan
He
Wilson. Uh,
went to Woodland,
all of them
right?
come out of Express. That's
Yeah.
see, that's not what I do, but that's what they do. And so we connect and I show them how to navigate in the corporate nonprofit space so that they can now navigate on that particular end. There's no way I could do all of these things. And so that's how I've been able to maneuver with these various people who want to do things. Even with Bebe, um, I heard oh boy mention Bebe last night. I don't know about all of the gatekeeping, but here's what I do know that Bebe and I hosted our 30th year our celebration for our former band director, Mr. Cleveland White. And whether you like it or
Then my boy is my bad. Pratt Park band was the best band for damn near
oh yes
30
sir,
years.
oh yes
Fucking
sir,
God.
yes sir, and we
I,
celebrated.
I
Hey,
want
look
to go
here,
white.
Cuddy, we celebrated Mr. White last year, and look, man, Baby called me on the phone and he said, Craig, they want me to host this thing, but I'm not hosting it without you. So, like the young people say, I said, say less. And so, my point
Yeah.
is, when you got people like Bebe, Jabberjaws, Jewberry, I don't know the politics of what old boy was talking about last night. What I
It
know,
doesn't bother you. It doesn't affect you. So you don't care about
exactly, exactly. So I can't get caught up in all of that stuff because I got projects that I got to do with Bebe, and whether you like it or not, Bebe is one of the top 10 DJs in the goddamn country at this stage in the ball game. I mean, and Shreveport, wherever we can go anywhere. We gonna take over. We
we
got
gonna
we
we
got
gonna
that
be
kind of
we gonna be ourselves either though. We're not gonna do we don't go to Rome and do what the Romans do. We go to
exactly.
Rome and Shreveporters do it. And people don't understand that you're not gonna change my Shreveport mentality. Like no, even though people think Shreveport mentality is a bad thing, in some cases it is. But the way
Yeah,
we was brought up, we look at things, that's not gonna ever go away. You just can't juice us like you can juice anybody else. We're gonna probably end up we're gonna use our 48 laws of power is different than yours.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So instead of
Well,
48 laws of power, we're gonna utilize that way, them laws differently. So
and so my final thing, and you can ask whatever else, but I do want to say, brother, my whole focus is on empowering young people. They're transforming their mind, spirit, soul, body, so that we can transform positively our city. We have some serious work that we have to do. And I do work between Dallas, Houston, quite a few different places, but Shreveport is ground zero for me. And so the things that I teach other people in other cities, it comes between Shreveport, New Orleans primarily, and of course Atlanta when I used to live there. But I brought all of these skills back to my hometown so that I can help transform this particular place. And that's all that I focus on. I stay out of other people's way.
that's what's
Dad's
up,
on
man.
duty. That Cuddy, we got.
I shout out
I
to
heard
the
I heard last night that you check out our Tuesday morning breakfast group. Cuddy, do you know how long Tuesday morning breakfast group has been going on?
since I've known, since I've been aware, at least 2, 3 years anyway.
Cuddy, we've been in existence for 29 years.
It just started being not advertised, but like people
Yeah,
start.
no, You're absolutely correct. You're because I used to we used to not film, and people wanted us to start filming. And when my business partner died, Lloyd Thompson, back in 2020, shout out to my great partner. The spirit lives on. But we're about to be 30 years old next year. I started doing all of this work when I was 28 years old, brother. I am 58 years old now. And my cousin, since you're out there in Dallas, like I said, Craig Watkins, they just unveiled a bust for him the other day because there was no other district attorney in the entire world that were helping convicted individuals get off of death row. That's what I represent. That's what I represent. So that's
And I,
all that my focus is. If there are some African descendants, there's some Latinos, grassroots people. If you're serious about the business of empowering people in Shreveport, Caddo, hey, let's get to working. That's where I'm at.
and as he lands his plane, y'all, I like to say, first of all, I would like to say I'm glad to have this man on my show. I learned a lot. Y'all know this is the more of a hip hop show. We be all over the place like bird shit, but this is one of those much needed shows to have where we all learned a little bit from shit, not just from him. We learned a little bit about the city of Shreveport. Some of you don't know. Uh, you guys want to ask me any more questions? Feel free to, but I would like to say this before I end the show. A lot of people thought this episode was gonna be some messy shit,
Oh
just
no.
based off last night's show, which people can say what they want to say on whatever they got to say. We have no
Yeah,
control of that.
yeah,
But I already knew when I got the call from my boy KD this morning that you wanted to be on the show, I knew it wasn't gonna be no clapback like no hip hop shit. I knew you was gonna come in on the intellectual person that you are and explain yourself into others that what you have going on and you have receipts for it. At the same time, let everybody know I have nothing against nobody.
yeah,
And if you against me, then that's a you problem. And like I say, everybody, I'm not on nobody's team. I like everybody to speak their piece on what they feel about something. I don't want to take sides. I don't want nobody to say, "Oh, you let this motherfucker talk about me," or whatever the case may be.
yeah,
But I didn't. There's gonna be no episode where I didn't advertise this show. And oh yeah, it's gonna go down, y'all. It's about to be some mess. We gonna get
yeah,
charged Black TV messy in here. No, I want to do this episode so I can learn some myself.
yes,
I knew
sir.
there was a guy. And I still haven't looked at all your. I'm gonna look at all that stuff. I'm off all day tomorrow. I don't have to go to sleep if I don't want to. I can do whatever the fuck I want right now. So I'm gonna utilize my time though and dive down that rabbit hole of what you have. That way I can be more up to par on what's going on and knowledgeable at the same time. That way I won't, you
And
know,
brother, in any way that I can help so that you can understand how Shreveport is about to lead the world as it relates to being the first corporate grassroots prototype for Black empowerment, I will help.
question.
Uh,
Katie just asked a question. I didn't know you was like
oh, let me
back
see.
doing.
Let me see that. Let me see that. What can we do to help Brother Romeo and help the young brother with his grassroots? Hey, first and foremost, he's not a young brother. He's an older Negro, and the only thing that can help him is the Creator and the ancestors, because when you put yourself in a situation, Brother K, that everything is some kind of goddamn joke, and you want to um, try to come up off of, hearsay, gossip, jokes, and all that, brother. I don't play those kind of games. And so, at the end of the day, maybe you could get through to him or whatever. I don't know. I don't have much belief that Negroes like that can change. But the only entity who can change an unconscious Negro like that is the Creator and the ancestors. Because when you can get up on a public platform and lie, and is a very convincing liar, That's very dangerous. And Kay, when I grew up in Lakeside and Queensboro, you lie on people in the hood, you get killed for that. And now this is like some kind of funny type thing, but this is how a lot of people are getting hurt and injured. So I've always taken the lessons from my older brothers who helped to nurture me in Lakeside and Queensboro. Don't speak on people recklessly and falsely, because those things can get you hurt big time. So how he can come up, that's going to be a spiritual, cultural thing that the creator and the ancestors have to deal with. But if he has individuals like you, Brother Cuddy, who can help to elevate him, hey, I'm all for that. But in terms of Craig Lee, he crossed the line with me way. That it was one thing for me to bump into him at the Walmart, and then I brought it to his attention that I don't play those kind of games. But for you to continue to do that, that means you have no respect for me, and you damn sure have no respect for my work. And so if you can show me, and Cuddy, there are four things. There are four things that you can always vet any individual by. Four things. Whether it's me, whether it's Kenny Dean, it's real simple. Your goddamn resume, and I sent my resume to you. Your
Yeah.
references, your references, your damn receipts, and your recipe, meaning your plan. Your
Yep.
resume, references, receipts, and plans. You can't lie. You can lie on a resume. Okay? You can lie on a resume. But now you got to have some references to support the lie. Some people will lie for you. Uh-uh. But the third one and the fourth one, when you got to produce receipts,
Action.
and
Action gonna
okay,
tell on you.
and you gotta produce a recipe, your plan, that's gonna knock you out the box. See, I can do all four. See, I can do all four: resume, references, receipts, and the recipe, because
The
because
four
I've
R's.
dedicated. Yeah, you got. Hey, bro. So you can do that. You can apply that into any city, any state, anywhere, any industry. It will tell you the facts from the fiction. It'll tell you the falsehood from the real. And so with that, that is my life. Resume, references, receipts, recipe. And if you got that and you're on a positive tip, I can work with you. But if you out here trying to jip jab, gossip, and not do anything other than trying to come up on hearsay, innuendo, as they say in patois, Jamaican reggae, susu, you trying to susu on people? Nah, I leave that alone, bro.
I like
But
those four
I
R's.
appreciate you.
Let's go with the four. I like those four R's you gave me, man. I want you to send them to me again
Oh, I'm
because
gonna
I
send
use
them
the
to you.
gotta have the five P's and make them four R's go. I'm gonna tell you what the five P's are. You know
Come
what
on,
they are, right?
come on.
Proper production produce perfect performance.
Hey, hey, hey. I like that.
You gotta, practice your product, man, to produce perfectly, man. You gotta do
Come
that. You
on.
don't do that, it won't ever work. And them four
Not,
R's, I really that's the icing on the cake, the four R's. But
hey, bro.
you gotta have the five P's to get to the four R's.
Come on, brother. Come on, brother. I love
Told
it.
you tonight. You know what?
I
We can do
pre
this a lot. We can do this a lot about like I be all over the place like bird shit, man. I be talking about things that go on
uh,
everywhere, man. On some all type of things. So if you ever want to join me on the show, man, you want to talk about some things, man, send me a
I'll let
message.
you know.
We can get on here and run it, man.
Oh yeah,
Because
I'll let you
I like
know. Whenever we got some stuff breaking news, I will get with you, and I come through Dallas and whatnot. So we'll be talking more. But I appreciate you there, brother.
so appreciate you too, man. I live in North Dallas. I'm in Addison, man, by the
Oh yeah,
Galleria Mall.
I know. Look, I
Yeah,
come over to. I like to come over to
20%.
North Dallas when I go shopping over at in what is that?
Galleria,
No, I don't like to go to Galleria. Up
Park Mall.
75. up 75.
Parkmont.
Allen, the Allen
Now,
outlet.
that's 20 minutes away. That's what 17 minutes away.
Exactly.
So
I
yeah, I
like
go
that
to
Allen outlet, brother.
Galleria. I'm looking at the Galleria Mall right now. That's why I live. I
Yeah,
live right here
nah,
by
the
the
Gallery. I ain't got the Galleria money, man. I ain't got the Galleria money.
Galleria. Get out of here. No, I I don't got. Hey, it's some stuff you talking about the bottom floor with Gucci and all that shit. That you got to go to the second, third, and fourth floor.
Oh, okay, okay. I'm about to check that out then.
Go up in Macy's, man. They got the Levi's on sale, man. You get five.
Okay, okay.
We got each other number. We locked in, and yeah, man, it's gonna be more. Like I said, it's more. It's gonna be more. Y'all gonna see this guy more. I'm gonna probably continue my show, man, because they like me to talk my shit and swallow spit
I got you,
sometimes.
brother.
It was
I,
good having you on, man. Just get back at me again,
I
man. I
appreciate you.
salute you, my man.
I appreciate you. Thank you, sir.
All right, holla at you, man. Boom.
All right, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hey, hit your end button, and yeah, it'll clear you out the screen when you hit
Where
your
does
end.
the end button? Where does the end button?
I had the phone over. I don't know. It doesn't have an X up there at the top of your
I don't know where it is. I don't know where it is. Let
the screen like this. See what happens.
me see. There we
I
go.
tell you, there you go.
All right.
I got you right there. Boom. Hey, all right, guys. There we go, guys. What's happening with it, man? Y'all, hey, man. Shout to Craig Lee, man. Shout to Mr. Craig Lee. This was my first time speaking with this guy. I've been seeing this guy all the time. Uh, Also, this wasn't no show I was gonna have that him and my boy Romeo go back and forth on and all that right there. It wasn't nothing to be instigated. This guy he wanted to come on my show and explain himself to the people that follow my channel because he was brought up last night in tonight's interview. Like I always said, I always tell people, man, don't ever blame me for what people say on my channel or what they call, or if I have somebody on my channel, they bring your name up. You have a chance and opportunity to come on my channel as well and speak your piece. Don't try to make it seem like I'm the one that's the messy and the instigator of this. I like everybody to speak their mind. I don't think of the questions I'm going to ask people. They just happen to be asked. Sometimes I don't even ask questions. People just talk when I interview them. And that's when that type of stuff like that happens. That's when if I ask a question, I instigate some shit and ask some shit on. Yeah, you do that. But other than that, don't try to blame me for anything. And that's why I'm glad how Mr. Craig Lee came on here and explain this. If he didn't come at me like I was, trying to, shame on him and I'm on the team and I'm against him. Now, some people do that, man. They want to be against you anyway. So, I'm glad to have Mr. Clearly on. It will be a bunch of times I have him on. Y'all gonna see Romeo on Real Talk with Romeo. I want him to do it good at what he do. You're gonna see him again on here. But my thing is, Cuddy J is by himself on here because at the end of the day, I don't know who don't give a damn about me. Uh, um, I don't know who sides with me or sides against me. I just do me, man. I know every time I do an episode or a podcast or kickback chit chat or whatever, every time I do a show, I'm creating an enemy and I'm creating a fan. And I'm never trying to create no enemy. Uh, One thing about us, everybody got an opinion. You just don't like who's be saying. You just don't like who the opinion coming from. And people just need to start saying, everybody has an opinion. I just don't like them saying it. Just go and say that part. 'Cause I'm gonna stay what I say. I'm gonna stay what I say and do what I do. So I'm gonna have whoever I want to have on my show too, though. Certain people, it's boundaries to this shit. It's boundaries. There's certain people I would never interview for certain circumstances. But at the same time, if you got something to say or provide to this show, KD, my boy, I love that. Send him a link and have him be a co-host on my show. If you don't got nothing, my boy KD, if you don't got nothing going on, I love to have him on my show, man. You want to be a co-host every now and then. We just talk about things that's going on in the world. Uh, and to anybody that's not afraid of the camera that wants to do that. But what we talking about tonight, man? Where my people at? I've been ignoring y'all in the chat line because I've been having to focus on what's going on with the interviewer. The person who I was interviewing. So what y'all talking about, man? Where we at? Who on there? Hey, KD, you will be perfect for this, man. I can whenever you want to come, whenever KD out, whenever you want to come on and tap in, man. I get out work probably about between 8 and 9 every night. You got some shit on your mind you want to talk about, man? Say, cuz, let's talk about this tonight. I will set it up, make the thumbnail, start our show. We can just chop it up 2, 3 hours out the night before we go to sleep. I'm with that, man. I'm all about trying to get everybody to speak their word. Cause I got the platform for it. Anybody against that, man, they ain't, that's some bozo shit. You should be happy somebody you're close to has a platform. If you want to speak up or you want to advertise, he'll do it for you. You should be happy somebody that you close to. And like I like put it like I got strangers now that love me. Strangers watch my show more than people who grew up with me and love me and know me. Which I'm not tripping off that because it used to be a time where I used to always share my fucking episodes and tag 1,000 people a fucking day just for my shit can get some views. I don't even have to do that shit no more. I do it every now and then, but I know I'm gonna get some views regardless. I know people gonna grab. I'm gonna still get subscribers every day. I get about 10, 15 subscribers daily, so I don't even care. Now I get paid from YouTube. The numbers look different every day, guys. As long as I'm sitting in front of the camera talking, the money gonna keep on walking. Don't y'all like where my moderators at, man? How many moderators are still on here though? Nobody ain't said nothing about. I know Hotspot was on here earlier. Lisa, she got off here. Jake Smith. Oh, Lisa, she got off. Okay, Lisa always gets off around by 11, 11:15, depends. So where my moderators at, man? Who are my moderators? Moderators. Where we at? I need them likes to go up too, man. I'm surprised we're not at 20 likes, man. We don't be at least guns and gaming. There go my boy. What's happening with it, man? Well, see, I just got through interviewing somebody. He's off the chat now, so uh, I haven't been able to interact with the chat line. So I guess everybody kind of like ran away. Even the trolls, they trolling. They couldn't get my attention with they trolling, so they left the room. And then none of my moderators said bye when they left. So yeah. They well, what do you say? I recently found your channel about a week ago, and I find it interesting. Okay, man, appreciate that, man. I do this live. This live, I just started doing the live video in March. I really do a podcast show, and I do another show called the Kickback Chit Chat. My podcast show is called Cuttercation, the Kickback Podcast Show, and my other show is called Kickback Chit Chat. The podcast, I always have guests. I'm always interviewing a rapper, somebody has a story, somebody has something to give you or give to the public. Or when I do the kickback chit chat, there's no guests. It's just me and the camera. I give you about a 25 to 35 minute video about what's going on around the world, relevant topics, giving you my perspective. Sometimes I might be giving you informative news. You might don't know what's going on in the world. I might know what's going on in the world. I might give you that. That's what the kickback chit chat about. I just started doing it live, and I got addicted to it. I had a friend. She was like, "Let's go live one night." And I was like, "Okay, fuck it." I didn't want to go live. First time she asked, I was like, "No, I don't want to do that shit." And we did it, and I got a reaction out of it, and I haven't stopped yet. But I also learned this is how I got this me going live is what's got me in partnership with YouTube. I did hundreds of podcasts, and them bitches didn't put me in the spot that these lives got me. But I am gonna go back to pre-recorded doing podcasts and my kickback chit chat because I just love doing it. Sometimes I don't like to look at the screen and read what everybody is saying while I'm talking because it's a distraction. I can't get my point across like I want to when I'm trying to read, when I'm trying to talk, and it's a fucking troll in the chat talking shit to me. So it makes me automatically like, you know what? Fuck what I'm talking about. Let me get on your ass because that's how I react anyway. If you just say some shit to me, I'm gonna react that way. Appreciate that, games, guns and gaming. Now see, guns and gaming came on. Guns and gaming, about the only one that I was a few of them. Most of my moderators and most of the people who come on here, man, they first out as the troll. let me come in here and troll this guy that's doing it live. Uh, some of them come in with straight respect and love right out top, and you got to salute and respect people like that. I be watching. If I scroll up right now on this device, it's a chick going live right now. She got about 500 people watching her channel. She's not an ugly girl, but you got guys in the fucking chat room trolling her just to be trolling. They don't have nothing else to type. They don't have nothing else to say to her but just say bad things. So I know this shit. I know the shit gonna come with the lie. The trolling comes with the lie. If you somebody that's insecure about yourself, don't start no YouTube live because it's not like your Facebook live. They're not your friends. They're not gonna show you any sympathy. They gonna rain on your neck. It's good to know games good and game. But damn, but hot spot. Everybody left, man. They didn't even say nothing. At least about the only one that said bye. And I keep telling that to my people, man. I say, hey, man, y'all need to start saying bye when y'all leave. I hate when y'all log off here and y'all just log off. Y'all don't even say bye. And you leave and you think you're coming back, man, and all of a sudden your lady or your boyfriend was like, you know what? I need you in here type of shit. I understand that shit. But just go on, just say bye, man. Because you know you're gonna get that type of if you're gonna fall asleep. If you feel yourself getting sleepy, go ahead and say, hey, I'm out of here. At least I know Lisa does that shit. Cause Lisa, she's gonna, but everybody just feel like, that I mean, I don't want to be talking to myself. And that was a good show tonight. I know a lot of people that come to this channel. Not this channel. They come to the live to just talk shit and hear me talk shit. Tonight wasn't like that. Y'all need to know whenever I'm interviewing somebody, y'all gotta respect their ground. If that's not what you want to see, don't even just come into the room. Whenever you say I got a guest, just don't come to the live chat. So JY man, so how that's turning out for you? How's the cigar interview? I mean, the cigar reviews doing you? And I'm gonna tell you though, Jay, on the real though, Jay, this what I tell people. People gotta do what's them. Like what's your strongest thing? What are you known for? I'm a rapper. So I started a YouTube channel to talk about music and interview rappers and producers, whoever. I mean, R&B artists. That's what I started YouTube for. That was my purpose. I just happened to grow into talking about other things that I know about as I got on, the channel got older. To let everybody, that way I won't bore people. I won't like, okay, he's always talking about this. And plus, they got a diverse audience. All my audience they don't know about rap shit. They're not into the rap shit. Um, like tonight's show, we talked about Shreveport. I didn't. A lot of y'all ain't not even close by Shreveport. Y'all don't even live by Shreveport. And we was talking about a city in a state. Well, we talking about first of all, we talking about a state that y'all know about in a city that some of y'all not familiar with. But we brought up stuff about the city, which like 50 Cent and all that. We're probably okay. I think I know about that city. So I mean, I don't expect everybody to be on here when I'm talking about Shreveport, but I do expect all the Shreveport people to tap in somewhere down the line and watch this show, this episode. Um, if I interview, I might have a white person on here talking about some white shit. I'm just gonna say it that way because I only expect my white shit, my white people or my white audience to get into the nigga talk or the nigga shit, the hood shit that I bring on here sometimes. They might watch it on the strength of me because they cool with me and they like me. But just like that, I don't expect no black people. I know if I have a white guy on here and we talking about some stuff that's going on that black people don't know about, they not gonna watch this shit. But guess what? There's gonna be some other people that watch this shit, and I call that new audience. You want to know how you can get your subscribers up faster? You just hit 600 views. That's good. If you do shorts, if you do YouTube shorts, it make your subscribers go up quicker. You still can do your videos, your pre-recorded. I don't really do that many YouTube shorts no more. I used to about 3 years ago, but I stopped. I do more live, and I do about a YouTube short probably once a month, twice a month. But I don't really do them that much because I don't think about it. It has to be something really crazy for me to say to do a short. Or sometimes I be out and it's stuff I want to film. I don't think about filming it when I'm around it. I wait till I get home and be like, damn, I should have recorded this shit and put it on YouTube. But I don't think about this shit. So I'm gonna tell you how you can get your subscribers up, man, real quick. Just do YouTube shorts to drive traffic to your channel. And just start going live. If you don't go live, just start going live, man. If you haven't went live yet, them 600 subscribers are gonna tap into you. Otherwise, you'll get to once you get to 1,000 subscribers, you're gonna start getting subscribers out the ads. Now YouTube has its way with you. YouTube will give you that way where you're getting a bunch of subscribers and YouTube will slow your ass down. And no matter how much content you putting up, you might get about 2, 3 subscribers a week. But you can't feel discouraged though. You got to keep going because that's the whole point of YouTube. That shit can't discourage his ass. That's what it makes. Just make his views slow down and his subs slow down. When you show YouTube that you still willing to do what you do and produce what you got going on consistently, they go like, okay, yeah, we gonna put him in the green. But they see you somebody on here just playing around with their channel. You just want to be somebody that we ain't gonna we gonna put him on the not the least recommended channel. I tell you guys what, man, the show is over with. I'm gonna smoke this weed. I done got hungry. I'm a fat ass. I gotta eat something before I go to sleep. I'm gonna call my lady and see if she fell asleep yet, but she ain't texting nothing to say she got off the line. Um, I appreciate you guys for tapping in tonight, man. I hope y'all enjoyed the interview, man. You ain't, you part of the show. Hit that subscribe button. That way you can be tapped in on all the news and stuff that I give you guys throughout the week. It's your boy Cuddy J. It's the Kickback Network, and I'm out like a fat kid in dodgeball. Holla.